guys, so welcome back. I mentioned that I might be doing this a few videos back, and here we are sitting in a room full of boxes. I've even got boxes sitting here next to me, and that is because today I am doing a Zara haul. So I haven't done a really big proper Zara haul I think since autumn. I tend to kind of do them around autumn and around spring, so it's kind of like a bi-yearly big occasion. Zara drops a whole bunch of new stuff that's seasonally appropriate, and it's all just good things. I am very excited to share it with you today. So I've kind of curated a little edit of my favorite stuff from them for spring, summer, and I actually want to start with accessories because I always leave these till the end of the video and they're actually my favorite thing to talk about. So let's start with shoes. I actually have this pair here because they were so beautiful. I wanted to display them throughout the whole video. I am loving all the mules and the slides around at the moment, and these just fall so perfectly into the category, especially for spring. I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see the detail on these. They are incredible. They have like a woodenish block heel. They're slide-on mules, so pretty, and then they have these cowrie shells along the top and the bottom, and they're actually really nice. I think these are real. They're not made of plastic or anything like that, and they're just stunning. I mean, I could not find a shoe, I don't think, that was more me and everything that I want to wear right now. So they were kind of a mid-range price for Zara, and I think they're worth it because they are really good quality. Absolutely gorgeous. I think these are totally unique. I haven't really seen anything like these before. The one drawback is that they are quite high heeled, but for me, I don't know what it is about mules and slides. I just seem to be able to walk in them so much easier. I think because this is a block heel too, that's going to make life easier. These also hug your feet quite a lot because they're not strappy. They have quite a lot going on here. Although they're high heeled, I think they are going to be very comfortable to walk in. There are also a ton of really gorgeous strappy sandals and strappy heels, and although I probably find those harder to walk in, they actually had some really great heel heights, and these I thought were so perfect. They are kind of like the ultimate 90s inspired heel. They have square toes and they are so dainty and minimal with the straps. I love how they're so simple and really kind of chic and cool, and the heel is also quite squared off. It has one of these tapered heels which starts wider at the bottom and then kind of goes down but stays square, and I think that whole style and whole look is just very cool. These are kind of like an off-white, so they're not completely white, but they are kind of like a creamy off-white beige, and I think that's so perfect. I'm so into off-white right now, and I think these would go with everything. I'm very used to kind of picking out a strappy black heel and pairing that with all sorts of different outfits, but I think actually a strappy white heel could do the same thing, especially in spring when you're wearing kind of lighter colours. This is all going to fit in with neutrals and good things like that. Now, I do have a third pair of heels here. I've gone a bit heel crazy, and these are totally a wild card, but I have to show you them because they are just so up my street. I had a pair of shoes like this a long time ago, and they kind of remind me of jellies, but grown-up jellies. These are the adult versions. These are actually made of a Perspex plastic, but then they have this snake print here at the bottom. It's kind of on the heel too, and it goes along the outside, so when your foot's in, you just get this little peep of animal print, and it's really cool. And then the Perspex is kind of funny because it makes it look like you're not wearing shoes because you can't see the straps, but I think that is really cool. I'm wondering how comfortable these are actually going to be because they are plastic, and I'm thinking maybe that's going to dig into your heel, but they actually do feel very rubbery. Again, they do feel like jellies, and I managed to wear those throughout my teenage years without ruining my feet. So okay, shoe loving over. I also picked up a handbag. Now this came in two different colors. It came in a black as well, a black which I think had the same wooden handle, but it came in this cream with white beads, which I think for me is gonna be the sort of color palette that I would stick to the most in summer. It's actually kind of like a natural kind of woven material underneath the beads, and I think that contrast of a slightly darker material coming through is really cool. You can see the outline of the detail a lot better. The actual beading on this is so pretty. It's really well done. It's all the way around the outside too. So last year these kind of like handheld little circle ring bags were everywhere. I was so into them, and I don't really think it's going to change this year. I think they're still going to be a massive thing. If you do prefer to wear your bags crossbody though, or with a longer strap, this actually has one. It's in a silver tone as well, which I wasn't expecting, but I quite like it. I'm definitely a gold hardware girl. I love my gold jewelry. I tend to kind of lean on the side of gold most of the time, but this is such a dainty little strap, and I like the way the wooden handle kind of falls onto the top of the bag too, so still think that's really cute, although I'd probably just wear this with the handle. I think it looks quite nice just held underneath too as a little clutch. So another trend that's massively taking off right now, which I saw all over Zara and all over the website, is hair accessories, and I have been very much into this. And these came in a little pack. They're actually tortoise shell, and I think they're really cool because they're quite chunky, and I don't know, they look a little bit childlike to me. This one you can see is kind of just like a very cute, chunky, grippy slide. I have a couple of hair clips like this that you've probably seen me wear a lot, which are pearls, and they really do make a quite big statement when you're wearing them, I think, because I have darker hair too. Whereas these I think are going to blend in a bit better. Than maybe kind of more subtle, everyday, easy to wear. And there's a few different styles as well. The top two are clips, but this one I think is what you'd call a little barrette, as is this circular one here on the bottom. So those you could kind of do your hair up and slide those into like a ponytail. That could be quite cool. So let's move on to clothes. I'm gonna just grab from this pile that I have sitting here next to me and we'll see what turns up. So I picked up a pair of white jeans. I think a white jean is gonna be my absolute staple this year. I can't get enough of them. All I want to wear is white jeans, which actually makes quite a change from me being a black or blue or light wash jeans lover and wearing nothing else. So white jeans are definitely my jam right now, and I feel like this is going to be a bit of a bold claim, but I may have found the perfect high-waisted wide leg pair of white jeans. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I think I have done it. I actually found these in store and I'd never seen these before. They're called the Marine Straight style. These are in off-white, and they basically are really high-waisted and they have a zip. I think sometimes, especially with white jeans, a zip can be better than buttons because it just helps everything sit a bit flatter, stops anything being emphasized with a chunky button sticking in the way. And they are quite long. I think when it comes to wide leg jeans, they all tend to be very cropped. That's something that I find hard when shopping for jeans. I have kind of longer legs, and most jeans are really cropped on me, whereas these are actually ankle skimming, which is something I've not found before. They're nice and slim at the top. They kind of taper quite wide, but they don't go too balloon-like. They're not massive wide legs. The button is, I don't know if you can see it, like a marble effect. I think that was just really cute and a bit different. I think having that also kind of helps everything to blend in if you are going for an all-white look. So yeah, these are just so flattering, and I'm so happy I found them. I don't know if they do any other colours. I'm guessing because they have a name that they are part of Zara's core range, and maybe they have lots of different shades of them, but really happy with these. I think they are going to be kind of my go-to when it comes to grabbing a pair of white jeans this season. One thing that I have just noticed while trying these jeans on is that they don't have front pockets, which really seems strange to me. I don't think I've ever had a pair of jeans that don't have front pockets, so I think that's why they look so flat and so tucked in across here, is because they don't have a pocket sort of sticking out. Pretty sure I could get on board with that, but I kind of just feel weird because I want to put my hand into something. Aside from that though, this is what they look like on. I've got them on with the little embellished mules here. They kind of have like quite a flared appearance because they are quite tight and quite fitted around the waist here, but they do still have a very kind of casual vibe here at the back. And yes, there are pockets here. There we go, something to put my hand in. If I take these shoes off, you can kind of see the length of them. They're a bit more close to the ground than I'm used to, and I think that length is kind of perfect. I think whether you're wearing these with boots that kind of disappear up into them, or just trainers, I think this is just a really good length for a wide leg jean to be. So yeah, I am really happy with these ones. And then also on my quest to avoid denim, which I think has been well documented here on this channel, I found these. These are somewhere in between a trouser and a jogger. I was confused by them, but I tried them on and just loved them. They are so flattering. They're in this really interesting material, which is kind of quite soft to the touch. It almost feels a bit velvety, but it's quite a straight, non-stretchy material. These do have a stretch waist though, and also at the bottom they cuff here with another little bit of a stretchy elastic. I think that cuff is what kind of makes them look a little bit more like joggers and loungewear, but they are really easy to dress up with any of the pair of heels that I showed you guys earlier. These kind of get instantly elevated, but also could be totally worn casually with trainers and things like that. Just a kind of nicer version of your average sort of tie-waist trousers, kind of like casual trousers, because the material of them is just so nice. I do think everybody should have a pair of green trousers in their wardrobe, and these could be the ones for sure. Seriously, these are so incredibly comfortable. They're a little bit more cropped on me, but I do quite like that. I think because they have the more tapered elasticated bits at the bottom, that crop length looks really cool, especially with these heels. I've got it on with the Perspex PVC snake print shoes, which definitely look so weird and so cool. I think they work well with these trousers. Sometimes when you do have a jogger like this that has an elasticated band all the way around, they can be a little bit unflattering, but I think these ones are actually really nice. They do a good job. They do have a tie here, which I did just pull a little bit tighter to kind of cinch in here at the waist, and ear pockets. I actually quite like how they look with this colour here, which isn't necessarily something that I would have thought about putting it on with. So one thing I do a lot when I'm shopping online, anywhere, not just in Zara, is search for different things like materials and textures and patterns. And one of the things that I search for a lot is just linen. Zara actually do linen really, really well. They have a lot of different linen items. I feel like they bring out even more, especially around this time of year. And I just wanted a kind of very simple, basic linen shirt. So I was looking around and I saw this one, and it's not really like anything that I own. It's kind of somewhere along the lines of a shirt, somewhere along the lines of a top. So it has these 3 buttons which don't go all the way down, and then the sleeves are actually quite puffed. You can see they even have a little elasticated bit here at the bottom, and they're not full length sleeves. They're kind of half, 3/4 length, and they also puff up and ruffle quite a lot at the shoulder. And just seeing this hung up, I wouldn't really reach for it, but trying it on and seeing it on the model on the website, it looked so cool. I would definitely wear this kind of tucked in, so I think just leaving it loose, you don't get the kind of full effect of the style. So definitely I'd tuck this one in, and I think it could be really cool with some high-waisted trousers. The details on this are actually really, really nice. The buttons are a really cool shape. They're not quite perfectly circular, and they're actually gold or brass, and they have a little bit of enamel over the top, which I think is quite cool. It makes it look a bit more expensive than it actually is. I thought I would prefer this done up, but I actually quite like it a bit loose and open too, and then done up as well. I think actually also is really good too. I just really like these buttons. I think they're really cool. Really like the sleeves too on this. They are kind of, they're an awkward length, but awkward in a good way. So they're just below my elbow. I do like this ruching a lot. I think it looks quite cool, especially up on the shoulder here. Yeah, and I have it tucked in. I think when it's not tucked in, it can just look a little bit too oversized and too kind of like shapeless. So I think adding that that tuck just gives a bit more waist, especially with high-waisted trousers. And yeah, I think that just instantly looks better. It kind of makes it puff up a little bit too, which almost like mimics the sleeves. So I'm really happy with this little top. I've got it on with the white strappy heels and the khaki trousers. And then I have a second linen shirt here as well. This one is definitely more your kind of standard shirt. This is giving me absolute safari chic vibes. I feel like I just want to jump on a Jeep wearing this. There's quite a few more details on this. So it does have a double pocket here, and the buttons are darker as well. They're smaller, but they're kind of like a darker, I think they may even be tortoiseshell. Wow, how about that? And the colour of this is really, really nice. It's definitely a very natural linen shade. So it's not white. It's kind of like a stony beigey colour, but it's still very, very light. The thing I love about linen is it's just so easy to wear when it's hot. It really kind of breathes and it's super weightless. So the kind of thing that I definitely gravitate towards too in summer. And this is just a very kind of plain standard shirt, but I think something quite simple like this is so essential to have. I think a good linen shirt is one of those key items that you really should tick off in your wardrobe if you can.
And then linen shirt number 2 looks like this. It's maybe a little bit fitted. I almost could do with getting a bigger size and having it be a bit baggier and a bit more oversized. That's the kind of vibe I feel like would work the best with this this type of shirt. But as a shirt, I think it looks great. I really like the color of it. The linen is just perfect. It's the perfect linen shirt. I wish they did this in a few more colors. I think it did only come in this one shade, which is a shame because it's such a good kind of basic shirt. But this is how it looks tucked in. It is a bit on the longer side, but you can see how it's not quite maybe as oversized as I would like it to be. Another way I do quite like to wear a shirt like this is to undo the bottom couple of buttons and then just tie it up. I think that looks quite cool. And it's just a different way of wearing it. It gives it a slightly different sort of vibe.
I actually have a couple more basic pieces. I picked up this little creamish ribbed top. I think the ribbing on this is so important. When it comes to quite fitted little t-shirts and things like this, it looks really tiny when I hold it up to myself. But the way to kind of keep these looking good and more flattering is to make sure they have ribbing. So you can see this one is like a ribbed texture material. Something about that just kind of makes it hug your body, but not in a way that's kind of bunching up, or if it was just a flat cotton that wouldn't quite hug the right places. So I always look for little ribbed shirts like this, and I think this is just a very cute, simple one. It's kind of cropped, but I think if you were again wearing it with high-waisted things, it wouldn't be cropped. You could still probably tuck it in a little bit. And the sleeves on this are quite cute as well. They're not short sleeves, they're a bit longer, and they have like an unfinished hem on them which rolls up and looks quite cute.
This top is quite thin and see-through, although I think I probably would stick to wearing black underwear underneath it. I don't think I'd go for like a nude bra or anything white like that. I'd probably wear something a bit more cute and lacy maybe. But yeah, I like that. Very easy to wear little top. So it isn't that cropped, you can kind of see. I still could tuck this in, but I quite like the way it looks just loosely hanging over the top of these jeans. These jeans are quite high-waisted, so maybe if you're wearing something slightly shorter, they would be a bit more of a cropped look. But yeah, this is cute. I like it. Really simple, easy little basic.
I also got a black t-shirt. Now this I think is a massive find. This is $12.99, so definitely very basic, very affordable for Zara. And you kind of look at it and think it was just a black t-shirt, but it's made of this material that's really hard to describe, but it doesn't quite stretch so much. It doesn't feel like a cotton. It has give to it, but it doesn't completely stretch out. So I feel like it just is a bit more higher quality. It's not gonna kind of crease or look like it doesn't really fit in some places, like some t-shirts can do. And I think a black t-shirt like this, it is just a normal kind of crew neck with slightly longer sleeves. Another incredibly essential basic. You cannot go wrong with a black t-shirt. It goes with everything. If in doubt, throw on a black t-shirt and you will have an outfit. So yeah, this is kind of an upscaled version of a normal cotton t-shirt, but I'm definitely here for that. I feel like this is going to be something I do keep and something that I wear a ton because you just can't go wrong.
I really think that we have come across the perfect black t-shirt. Everything about this fits so well. It's got quite fitted sleeves, which is a bit different, but then the bagginess of this is so perfect, but it doesn't stretch. I think that's what it is. It's a material that feels and looks a bit like a cotton t-shirt, but it doesn't have any stretch to it. It's also not see-through whatsoever. It's a really good black for a black t-shirt, which seems like a ridiculous thing to even mention, but it's important. And also the neckline of this is just perfect. I think this is a massive find. I might even pick up a couple more. It's not as inexpensive as my favorite H&M t-shirts, which are $3.99, but I think for the quality, it's just maybe worth spending a little bit more. And I think they come in a few different colors as well, so definitely something to check out. I am very happy with this.
So I do have a knitwear piece, which knitwear around this time of year is funny because it's still definitely wearable, especially depending on what climate you're actually in. In the evenings and just throughout spring in general, it's something that I still wear a lot. So knitwear I think definitely deserves a place in this video, and I found the most amazing embellished detailed jumper here. Let me show you what this looks like. These are actually little wooden beads and they're in kind of like a chevron print. So cool. They actually go all the way around the back. They're also on the sleeves, and I think a basic cream jumper like this would be amazing on its own, but that little extra detail just kind of adds something a bit more to it. It's not too long either. It's definitely more of a spring appropriate length for a jumper. I just thought it was really different and really cool. I like these beads. They almost like make a sound when you hear them.
This is actually a very cozy jumper as well. I didn't realize how soft it would be because the beads, you can see they don't go all the way around to the back, so you can't feel them while you're wearing it. It's got a nice kind of like loose, oversized vibe to it, but because it's slightly cropped, it's not really cropped, but it's a lot shorter than a longer jumper might be, it still kind of works. So yeah, you can see it comes up quite a lot if I do that. Even though it is quite short, I would probably maybe even tuck it in sometimes, just a bit like that maybe. This one is probably actually worth sizing down in. I went for a small in this and it is quite oversized and big on me. So I think size down from your normal size if you are gonna get it. And then it's just kind of like the perfect oversized, but not too big and too baggy jumper.
So I have a couple of outerwear pieces next. This may actually be my favorite thing from this whole video. This is amazing. And guess what? It's more linen. So this is one of the things that I found when I was actually searching for linen. Zara do a whole host of linen blazers. I'm actually wearing linen trousers right now from them. But they do a lot of cords and suits. I'm not sure if this one actually, saying that, did come with matching trousers, but I picked up the blazer and it's in this amazing khaki colour. It's a really nice warm tone khaki. I actually went for a bigger size in this because I wanted a kind of oversized, maybe slightly 80s vibe to it. The big kind of shoulder pads, things like that. The shoulders in this actually aren't too poofy and too big, so I think you can probably get away with that without it being too extreme. And because it is a linen blazer, it's got more of a casual vibe. It's definitely less structured. It kind of hangs quite nicely. I can see this kind of thrown on top of like a strappy satin slip dress, something quite feminine and quite dressed up. With this thrown over the top, I think would be such an amazing contrast. So slip dresses and a linen blazer, I feel like that's going to be a look for summer.
This is kind of the outfit that I had planned out in my head while I was thinking how to style this blazer, and I like it a lot. So I've got blazer on with the wide leg jeans and then the little white top underneath, and then the strappy sandals, which I really like how these look with the wide leg jeans. So it is definitely quite a boxy big fit, but I just really like that. I think it's quite a cool vibe rather than being really more fitted and smaller. The rest of the actual fit of this blazer though is just so perfect. It is definitely quite a vintage fit, I'd say, like a boyfriend vintage kind of fit. And I just love the color of this. I think it's so perfect, especially when worn with like an all white outfit or just a color blocking kind of outfit. I quite like it with the sleeves rolled up too, which is definitely channeling my inner Chandler Bing. I'm really happy with this one. I think it is an absolute beautiful thing.
So one thing that I really was looking out for that I knew would be the perfect addition to a spring wardrobe this year is a trench coat. We all know a trench coat is an absolute no-brainer. She's a classic. You can't go wrong with one. And Zara had a couple, but they really do have this year the perfect trench. I can't quite express to you how wonderful this is. It's a very neutral beige, almost slightly on the grey side. It doesn't look grey in real life, but it's just a very classic, simple beige shade, which I love. It's also lined in this amazing like houndstooth check print. Not that you're going to see that, but those little details, they're important to me. It's also very oversized. I actually picked this up in an extra small. The thing with trenches, and especially one in this style, I think you can get away with that oversized look. They just seem to work no matter what size they are. You just throw them on. This one also has really cute little tortoiseshell buttons, which I think is very classic for a trench coat. They should come with tortoiseshell buttons, especially ones these colour. And it also has a tie. I probably wouldn't wear this tied up. I think I'm more of a casual hanging open trench kind of girl, but there's definitely a tie there if you want to tie this up too. So this may be something that is more of an investment piece because it's not on the cheapest side when it comes to Zara, but such good quality, so perfect in its style and its cut. Really just a perfect trench coat that I can see myself wearing with everything in spring. The thing about trenches is because they're slightly lighter, you can just wear them in all seasons too. So spring, also layered up in winter and autumn. There's just so many times and occasions when a trench is the one.
I have so much love for this coat. Oh, there's just nothing I can fault about it. It's so perfectly kind of like oversized without being oversized and too big really. The back is really great. The colour is great, and actually the length as well. I thought I'd probably want something longer than this because I do think a long line coat is way more flattering, but actually because it's quite oversized, again, it just sort of seems to work being this length. It's not too overpowering. And then if I were to belt it, not that I probably would do this because it's not my favorite way to wear a coat, but I think it also is still quite flattering. Sometimes when I belt coats like this, they can be too chunky looking, but I think this one still works really well with the belt.
I've just come to the bottom of my pile and I've realised that I may have actually saved the best until last, because this is a very, very special dress. So this is a satin wrap waist midi dress. All those things tick several boxes for me. Midi dresses I still think are the most flattering and actually probably the most modern and cool way of wearing a dress. Wraps are just universally flattering. They look good on any body shape. They are just so perfect. Can't go wrong with a wrap. Super adjustable as well, so it doesn't really matter what size you get. A wrap is very forgiving. And then satin. I just love satin at the moment. It just makes everything look better, in my opinion. I love satin. It's also, this dress, a really kind of nice weighty satin, so it's going to flow so perfectly. I love as well that this one has quite balloony sleeves. You can see the sleeves are quite big there and they do kind of balloon out a lot. And then the colour of this one. This also came in a blue, I think, which was amazing, and it was very, very tempting. But this is a perfect neutral. It's almost kind of like a peachy cream. It's a colour that I don't have anything like, but it is a colour that fits so well together with everything else that I've picked out, which I love. I think these big kind of chunky black polka dots are also very fun and very cute, and just this dress in general is amazing. I'd probably wear this to a wedding dressed up with heels, but also I would throw this on with trainers and just wear it every day as well. It's just one of those amazing wrap dresses that could be worn every day of your life if you really wanted to.
So this is what the dress looks like on. These sleeves are so puffy and so amazing. I feel like I'm going to an 80s high school prom. That is what this dress is. I love that and I have no problem with it at all. It's actually a really nice wrap. It's not too gapey in any way. Sometimes wrap dresses can be a little bit gapey, and the actual length of it is so perfect. It has this really lovely like flow to it because of the material, because it is that slightly heavier weighted satin. It's just so nice to wear. It feels really good. It feels so comfortable, and yeah, I'm kind of a little bit in love with this one. Definitely did save the best till last. Can I wear this now? Can I just go out on a Thursday night in this dress? Why not?
So guys, that is it for my 2019 Zara spring summer haul. That was a big one for sure, but I feel like I've kind of curated a little capsule there, and you could probably never run out of outfit ideas with all of these bits. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do enjoy putting these videos together a lot. So let me know down below in the comments which one was your favorite piece. And yes, that is it for me today. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.